You ever notice something strange? The guy who tries the hardest to impress women usually gets ignored, but the quiet guy sitting in the corner somehow becomes the most attractive person in the room. No endless texting, no begging for attention. And somehow women keep thinking about him. Why? What makes mysterious men so attractive? Is it confidence? Is it psychology? Or is there something happening deep inside the human brain that most people never notice? Because the truth is a little uncomfortable. Most men destroy attraction by revealing too much, too fast. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why some men become unforgettable while others get forgotten instantly. But be careful. One small mistake can turn mystery into insecurity real fast. And that changes everything. If you enjoy videos about psychology, attraction, human behavior, and the hidden truths nobody talks about, hit like, subscribe, and join the channel. Because today we're diving into a truth that most people completely misunderstand. Imagine this. A woman meets two different men. The first guy immediately starts trying too hard. He texts all day. Replies in 2 seconds. Shares his entire life story by the second conversation. He constantly needs reassurance. Are you mad? Why are you replying late? Do you still like me? At first he seems sweet, but after a while something strange happens. The attraction slowly disappears. Now the second guy is different. He's friendly, calm, confident. But he doesn't reveal everything instantly, and he has his own life, his own focus. Sometimes he replies quickly, sometimes he's busy. He doesn't chase validation every second, and suddenly the woman starts wondering about him. What's he thinking? Why is he so calm? Why does he feel different from other guys? And without realizing it, she becomes emotionally curious. Now here's where it gets interesting. The human brain is obsessed with unfinished stories. Seriously, if someone tells you 90% of something but hides the last 10%, your brain keeps thinking about it. That's why cliffhangers work in movies. That's why mystery shows become addictive. Your mind hates unanswered questions, and mysterious people naturally create curiosity. Women don't fall in love with confusion. They fall in love with emotional curiosity. Huge difference. Most men think attraction comes from saying more, proving more, and trying harder. But attraction often grows in space, tension, and imagination. And no, being mysterious does not mean acting cold, like some emotionless robot. That's where many guys completely fail. They watch one alpha male video online and suddenly start ignoring everyone like they're the villain in American Psycho. That's not mysterious. That's just awkward. Real mystery is emotional control. It's being comfortable without needing constant attention. It's having depth people discover slowly over time. Think about the most unforgettable people you've ever met. Usually they weren't the loudest. They weren't desperately trying to impress everyone. They had calm energy. They spoke with confidence, and people naturally wanted to know more about them. But wait, here's the dangerous part almost nobody talks about. Sometimes women become attracted to mystery because mystery creates emotional tension, and tension creates excitement. Think about when someone texts you, "We need to talk later." Instantly, your brain goes crazy. Your imagination starts creating stories. Your emotions become stronger because you don't fully know what's happening. Mystery activates imagination, and imagination can intensify attraction. That's why emotionally unavailable people sometimes become addictive. Not because it's healthy, but because uncertainty creates emotional highs and lows. The brain starts chasing answers. And this is where attraction becomes dangerous. But there's an important difference between healthy mystery and emotional manipulation. A healthy, mysterious man is emotionally mature. He communicates clearly. He respects people. He simply doesn't seek constant validation. An unhealthy, mysterious man plays games. He disappears randomly, ignores messages on purpose, creates confusion to control emotions. That's not confidence. That's insecurity hiding behind fake mystery. And eventually, women get exhausted by it. The funny part is, most men ruin attraction by trying too hard to avoid losing it. They overtext, overexplain, overreact. They panic every time a woman replies late. They constantly need reassurance. And without realizing it, they communicate fear. But confidence feels different. Confidence is calm. Confidence doesn't beg for attention. Imagine two restaurants. One restaurant is empty and begging people to come inside. The other has a quiet line outside the door. Instantly, people assume the second place is more valuable. Human psychology works the same way. People naturally become curious about what feels emotionally valuable and rare, and honestly, social media made this even worse. Today, everybody overshares everything. What they ate, where they went, what mood they're in. Every emotion gets posted online instantly. So when someone actually has privacy, depth, and mystery, they stand out automatically. They feel different. And different creates attraction. That's why some quiet men seem magnetic without even trying. They aren't performing for attention every second. But here comes the biggest truth in this entire video. Women don't actually love mystery itself. They love what mystery represents: confidence, emotional control, independence, purpose. A man with his own life. A man who doesn't desperately need approval to feel valuable. That energy feels powerful. Not because he's pretending to be important, but because he genuinely values himself. And people can feel that instantly. Think about characters people obsess over in movies and stories. Characters like John Wick or Tyler Durden from Fight Club. They aren't attractive because they talk constantly. They are attractive because they feel layered. Calm, dangerous, unpredictable. There's always something hidden beneath the surface. Human beings are naturally drawn toward depth. We want to understand what we cannot fully explain. But eventually, every mystery gets revealed. And this is where many men fail badly. Because mystery can attract attention. But personality is what keeps attraction alive. If there's nothing underneath the mystery, people eventually lose interest. You can't fake depth forever. You can't pretend forever. Real confidence comes from building a meaningful life. Having goals, having discipline, having emotional stability, having purpose outside of relationships. And maybe that's the real lesson here. The goal is not to become mysterious. The goal is to become fulfilled. Because fulfilled people naturally feel magnetic. They don't chase attention every second because their entire identity doesn't depend on validation. Ironically, the less desperate someone becomes for approval, the more attractive they usually become. So if you're watching this and thinking, I need to act mysterious now, you missed the point completely. Real mystery happens naturally when you stop trying so hard to impress everyone. Read more. Learn more. Improve yourself. Build confidence quietly. Stop explaining yourself to people who never asked. Stop chasing attention that disappears tomorrow. Because the strongest presence in any room is usually the person who feels comfortable with themselves. And maybe that's why women love mysterious men. Not because they're impossible to understand, but because they make emotions feel alive again. They create curiosity, tension, excitement, depth. And in a world where everyone reveals everything instantly, mystery feels rare. But here's the scary part. Once you understand this psychology, you'll start noticing it everywhere. In relationships and friendships, even in the people society admires most. And suddenly, human attraction starts making a lot more sense. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the next video reveals the hidden psychological reason why people lose attraction after getting too comfortable in relationships. And trust me, that truth is even more disturbing.